Next, we'll develop a cone with a base having a diameter of 50 millimeters and a height of 60 millimeters. Now let's begin by grabbing the circle. That is the center radius method. So I can click any point here. That's my center. So the radius is going to be 25. And I'll use construction lines to divide divide the circle into 12 parts. So click on construction line and I'll first choose the horizontal one and then click here to position it. I'll click back on construction lines and then use construction line by defining 2 points or an angle. So I'll click on that, and then for the first point, that's going to be the center of the circle, so I click. And then for the second point, I'll just move my cursor away and hit tab. I want the angle to be 30, and then I hit tab again, 60 degrees, and then I want a vertical one. So let me just put ortho mode on to get a vertical one, and then 120. So let me turn off the ortho mode. So I'll hit tab, and then the angle is 120. Then lastly, hit tab. The angle required is 150. So hit escape. TR is shortcut for trim, and I drag around to effect the trim. Hit escape and click on that and delete it. Okay, so I'll use construction lines again. I want to project, so let me get the vertical, drop one here and drop one there. Okay, and then line. So I'll just track some point here and then click and click. Let me turn on the ortho mode. So track this point upwards, and then now I can click. Okay, now I know that the height is also 60 millimeters, so I can click on line, and I want to track the midpoint, so put my cursor here and then track it, put in the 60, and then click here, hit escape, hit enter to restart the line, to click here and then click there. I'm making good use of the object snap, so make sure you have yours in place. And then let's come in here, click on that center line, and I want to draw a center line through here. Okay, so maybe I can TR for trim. I'll trim this that portion, and then these portions as well. Okay, so let me label these. So in the annotation group, I'll click on this and select single line text, and I want to position it somewhere there. This is where I want to start, and then the height is 3 and the angle is also 0. Okay, so 1, I'll click away and then hit escape. So that's where we turn off the auto mode. Okay, so that's one, and I want to array this around. So let me just select that in this the modify palette. Let me look for array, but I want polar array. So select polar array, and then the center point. I want this center point, and for items, I want 12 of them. That is in here. So 12 items, and then click on this. You see that these tests have been rotated around. So click on deselect rotate items. This is what I want, and make sure associative is off. So turn that off as well, and then close the array. So I would have to double click on them all, and then renumber them or relabel them to what they should be. Okay, now perhaps I can let me switch the layer to AMCL, and then click on line and draw these upwards. So that goes there. Line again, so from 3 through 11, and then all the way there, and then 5 through 9, skip, and then 6 through 8, and there. All right, now so line, and I can connect this to that, then from that point to this point, and then this to the vertex, then from the vertex to this point. Okay, so for the lateral development, would have to get the true length, and obviously so we can just select leader here. I want to attach to this, so I just click on that, then hit enter. Okay, I'll just type in true, then click away. So that is the true length. Okay, so to attempt to draw the lateral surface, I need the true length, and I know the true length to be this side, so I'll just select it, and I can either measure it, or perhaps I can right click and then go to properties, and here under length, I know the length is 65, so let me close this. Let me go to measure, then let me see if I can confirm that. So I bring this close to it, and the length indeed is 65. Now I'll draw some line, some line of length. Let me switch the layer back to layer 0, then start the line tool again. So I can draw some line of length 65. Okay, and then I'll need the included angle here. I'll need the included angle there. You see what I mean in a minute. So to calculate the included angle in this case, that is going to be R divided by S, where R is the radius of the circular base and S is the true length. So QC will bring up the calculator, and I can calculate that. So R is 25. So R is 25. So 25 divided by S. S is 65. This will be equal to that value, 0.384 on and on. And then all of that should be multiplied by 360 degrees, and that is 138.5. So I can click on this to auto hide it because I'll come back to it soon. So now I get a line and then draw from here. So same length, which was 65. So the length is 65. Now the angle here is something that I need to make sure that I get correct. So what can I do? Perhaps I can go to parametric, and then in the parametric group I can look for this, that is angular constraint. So I want to constrain some two lines to form some particular angle. So I'll click on that. Now I'll select the first arc, and then select the second. So I'll select the so I'll click to select the first line, and then click to select the second line, and then click in there. Now this angle 1 here should be equal to 138.5. So I just do 138.5 and then hit enter, and AutoCAD rounds that to 139, but it's not a problem. If we manage the precision, we should be fine. It's not a problem. So I don't want my work to be obstructed by this parametric figure here. So I'll click on it and then right click. All right, so I clicked on it, right click. When you come in here, you see that we have the 138.5, so shouldn't be a problem. I would hit delete so that it goes away. In any case, I have the angle that I want. Okay, so now I can drag this down a little bit. So let's go to home and then click on arc. Now for arc methods, I can select this one of these. So maybe center, start, and then end. So this is the center, and then I'll start here and end there. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to divide this swept angle here into 12 equal parts, you know. So uh, I'll come back here. I have the 138.5 and I'll divide that by 12, and that gives me 11.53 whatever. So that should be the angular, differences that I have here. All right, so I'll use array. Okay, so I can now select this line and then go to polar array there, and then I would have to specify the center point, and that will be the center point. So I'll click there. So the number of items is going to be 13. Okay, and then the fill angle is going to be 138.5. All right, so this will be calculated for me. So I have 12 here. When we calculated, we had 11.5. Obviously, AutoCAD is rounding that, you know. And then maybe I can just copy one of these. So select that and then CO. So I want to copy from this point and then bring it somewhere there and click. And now I'm going to do the same kind of array for it. So I'll array that, click on this and then hit enter. So that will be the center point required. And then I come in here, the fill angle is 138.5, and the number of items, you know, and I don't want to rotate. Okay, so you click on that. Number of items should be 13. Okay, all right. So that will be what I'm looking for, and then I'll close this. All right, so now I can now change this, so that will be 2. So you go ahead and then you make the changes required. Okay, and then back to 1. Now let me perhaps copy this, copy that, and then maybe let me turn off this 1 there, and then another there. So that should be our O. And then I'll change that to O as well. Hit escape. Now in here I'll come for multi-line, and then click and click, and then I'll put in O1, and then select 1 here and make it a subscript. Okay, so I can now draw in the base. So let me use the 2-point method. So I'll click on this, and then let's turn on object snap. So I can click there, and I want, or the diameter I know to be 50. Okay, now I can go to dimension, and then dimension this part, that's 50, and then I can dimension that's 60. Okay, hit escape. And this basically would be our solution